Hi everyone, Bula. It's Wakaya Wednesday. We're going to try this again. I'm hoping that Lori is going to be able to join us. Bear with me 1 second. I think she's here.
Hi. Do you see
There
me?
you are. Hello, sweetheart.
Hi. I'm
I
hiding in.
apologize for
Oh,
challenges.
that's okay.
So,
I'm hiding in the
so
bathroom
hi,
with the door locked.
this is my friend Lori Cunningham. She is a two-time survivor of endometrial cancer, I believe you shared with me.
Yep, that's
And she
correct.
has had the most amazing journey over the last few years. I think we've known each other about 5 years now,
Yeah.
maybe four. We've known each other for quite a long time, and this is so much fun because she is a dear friend of mine in Kansas City, and I am in Houston, and I will be in Kansas City this coming weekend to encourage her and to take her out to lunch because she's so deserving. But without further ado, I just want to introduce her to everyone. And I also want you, Lori, if you don't mind, just to
Hmm.
briefly share story about your cancer fight and about why you started using Wakaya and why you love Wakaya products. So I'll turn it over to you,
Absolutely.
Lori.
Well, back in 2013, I wasn't feeling very good. I was very sick, and we didn't know what it was. Um, Been through all the tests. I have MS as well, so I have MS on top of whatever else is going on. And I was diagnosed with endometrial cancer. So my first round of endometrial cancer, I fought it with chemotherapy. So that in itself was very hard. I'm a single mom at the same time, so I'm working full time, going to my treatments myself, bringing myself home, getting homework done, getting kids fed, and then when they're in bed, I go hug the toilet because that's where I was the rest of the night because of the chemo. So we thought it was under control. It wasn't. It came back in 2015 and came back with a vengeance. I chose this time I wasn't going to do chemo. I went ahead and chose radiation, but I thought there's got to be a different way. There's got to be something I can do to get myself through this. And so I researched all kinds of products. And the one that I clung hold to was the turmeric. And at the same time that I was going through all the cancer, I was also diagnosed with diabetes because of the cancer, because of the chemo and the radiation. And so, I really needed to do some research on what can I do that's best for my body. And I researched turmeric, I researched ginger, I researched all kinds of essential oils. So I had it all going on. The turmeric is what did it for me. It helped me, and I ended up having in 2015 an emergency hysterectomy to get rid of the cancer. And I am now officially 3 years cancer free and going
Yay!
strong. Yeah. So of course there's no way it can come back. So we took care of that. But I continue doing the turmeric because my blood sugars are so out of control because of the chemo and the cancer that I had. And my doctor wanted to put me on all kinds of medicines, a statin, high blood pressure medicine. I mean, you name it, my doctor wanted to put me on everything. And I asked her, I said, if I continue doing the turmeric and watching what I put in my mouth, counting my carbs, going keto, in which I just went completely sugar free of everything. I said, if I can prove to you that I can bring my numbers down, will you not press me on taking a statin? And she goes, you prove me wrong. And yes, I will do that. So I had my lipids done this week and my A1C checked this week. And she was blown away. And all my numbers came back well under normal. My A1C came down 2 points. So I'm
Wow.
completely off all of my medication.
I'm so excited for you. And I
Yeah,
know you're doing the Wakaya turmeric for how long now? Like six
almost a couple of
months?
years. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So when she shared that with me, I'm like, oh my goodness, you have to share your story. And what's so amazing is if people know anything about proper farming practices, the reason the Wakaya turmeric has such power in it is one of the reasons is that it has curcumin in it. But as you and I both know, and
Hmm.
maybe people watching don't know, is that Wakaya Perfection has three different types of curcumin in it, and most of the over-the-counter turmeric only has one or two components of the curcumin in it. And the
Right.
curcumin is really what a lot of research is on, and you and I have had many conversations about
Yes.
this as well. So, but with the proper farming practices that Wakaya Perfection has, they grow their ginger and turmeric in 4,500-year-old volcanic ash. And what makes that so special is the fact that there's there's no chemicals put in the soil. There's no pollution because the island of Wakaya is below the pollution belt. And so that's what makes it so powerful. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but, and I don't know if you know this, Lori, but ginger and turmeric
Hmm.
are grown side by side and they're actually of the same family.
Wow.
They're of the same plant family. And so because they're grown in this 4,500-year-old volcanic ash, able to take up those additional nutrients and
Hmm.
everything that makes it so powerful. But I do know that Wakaya did some research a couple years ago on their turmeric. And if you just bear with me for 1 second, um, I've got my little cheat sheet here.
And Melissa, I'm also I challenge things, and so just because it says that it's good for me, I want to make sure that it is. And so what I did without my doctor knowing is I took myself off my metformin and I did my turmeric and my ginger for 2 weeks, testing my blood sugar 3 times a day. My blood sugar never got over 112. So I put myself back on the metformin, took myself off the turmeric, and my numbers were off the chart, getting up as high as 208, 163, never getting below 100. So that
That's
told me there's something powerful in this stuff, because
yes,
I'm by nature a
wonderful.
skeptic,
Awesome. Thank
and
you
so
for sharing that. That's
yeah,
amazing.
my
So
doctor
our turmeric
didn't my doctor
Our,
didn't like that, but
yeah, that's amazing. So our turmeric contains 5.96% and has the active healing ingredient curcumin in comparison with what you can buy over the counter, which only contains 0.92%. So again, we have 5.96% and what you buy over the counter typically is 0.92%. We are USDA and ACO certified organic. I don't know if people know the value of the ACO, but that is an Australian certification, an organic certification, and it is the most difficult organic certification in the world to get. And we're also non-GMO and vegan. And as far as our ginger goes, our ginger has 3 times more gingerols than any other therapeutic agent in ginger. And we sell the ginger and the turmeric in the capsule form and the powder form, which I'm assuming that you're taking in the capsule form, Lori. Is that right?
I take both. I do the powder form in my coffee, and then I take also the capsules as well. So I do both. So I
And
sprinkle it on my foods.
how many capsules of each do you take a day?
Two per day, two of each per day. One in the morning and
So
then
do
one
you
at
take,
night.
gotcha, gotcha. So you take one ginger and turmeric in the morning
Hmm.
and then one at night.
Yeah.
And do you take it like with food or what do you recommend for people?
I recommend taking it with food. I'm pretty tough, so I really can do it with or without food. But for somebody who's just starting, I would recommend you do something, have something on your stomach because it is strong. It is very
Yeah,
powerful. So, but the
yes.
two of them together are a powerhouse.
I did read in one of the medical journals in the cardiovascular surgeon's office that I work at that if you are able to take the turmeric with pepper, that it actually increases
Hmm.
the absorption of the turmeric.
Hmm.
So it's kind of a little nugget that I wanted to share with everybody. Now, Lori, the last couple of weeks, as you know, I've been talking about our keto fuel and our keto burn caps. And I'm
Hmm.
actually out of the keto burn. I'm selling them like gangbusters. Can you take a couple minutes and let me know? let them know, are you taking the keto fuel? Do you take the burn? Do you just take the keto fuel? And how do you take it?
I kind of do it all. And so I have to eat my breakfast. I can't drink it, but I will do the shake like mid-morning or afternoon. I'll put cinnamon in it. Just shake it up. I usually do it just with water. I don't use milk of any sort because I have like a lot of milk allergies. I love it. I shake it up. It's so easy to go. It's very filling, which you wouldn't think a shake is filling, but it's very filling. And I've also noticed that I will take my blood sugar before I drink it, and then I'll take my blood sugar an hour after I drink it, and my blood sugar has come down. So it really has helped with my diabetes. I have noticed because, like I said, I will put it to the test just to make sure that it's,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I did not know that. But I wanted to also ask you, did you know that our turmeric and our ginger is in the keto fuel?
Yes. And
And
and this is where the powder comes in because I will sprinkle the powder on top of the shake along with some cinnamon, and it tastes
that's
really
awesome.
good. Yeah.
So do you sprinkle, would you say you sprinkle like a half a teaspoon or a full teaspoon or,
I usually do about a quarter teaspoon. I'll do more cinnamon than I will the turmeric, but I'll put them both in there because I
and
like
then
the
we
taste
don't
of
do the
cinnamon.
turmeric. I know why you do it, but go ahead and share with people who are watching why the
Mhm.
cinnamon.
Cinnamon is so good for you. Cinnamon helps with inflammation, and that's basically what diabetes is it's inflammation. So when you put
Right.
the turmeric and the cinnamon together, they work like a powerhouse to go in. And for me, it's kind of like a Pac-Man. It goes in and it takes those little inflammations and just flushes them out. So I've noticed a big difference in my joints. I've noticed a big difference in my digestion. So it helps. It's just good for you.
I noticed that when I first started with Wakaya, our signature products always has been, and Natoy Coombs has said she loves her tea with her ginger.
Hmm.
Um, so many of the tea fans, because we also sell ginger and turmeric tea as well,
Hmm.
and it was amazing to me when I started taking the ginger and the turmeric, and I took two in the morning, two in the evening of both and because somebody told me to kind of do a loading dose of it. And it was amazing to me how quickly the inflammation left the joints in my body. I had a lot of arthritis that sometimes would debilitate me and make walking up and down the steps really challenging. So
Hmm.
I noticed inflammation reduction right away, but I know that turmeric has a lot of research on how advantageous it can be. I recommend to people that if you go to pubmed.gov is a website, pubmed.gov, and just Google turmeric and ginger and see all the amazing studies that have been done on these two health products. It's it's astounding. I think there's like over two or 3,000 articles on the benefits of those products. And again, our turmeric has 5 times more curcumin in it, and the ginger has 3 times more gingerol. So imagine that if you're reading this study, that they're probably using a standard or another ginger and turmeric, and imagine the results, and you're living proof that the results are pretty
Yeah.
astounding. Now, I
Well,
know that you've
mhm.
been on a weight loss journey as
Yeah.
well. Can you share with everyone how much weight you've lost so far on the Bullet system? The Bullet system is a keto fuel shake. It's the burn capsules that are little tiny capsules with some niacin and green tea in it. It is not a capsule that'll raise your heart rate because I've tried other companies' products, and that one of them almost put me in the emergency room. So, share with us your keto journey because I know you're also following a ketogenic diet as well. Yes?
Yes, I am. We are all about the fat bombs in this house. So, the more the merrier, but we like the sweet ones. We really love those. But I decided January 1st, I've got to get things under control. I'm done with the cancer. I'm ready to move on. And cancer left a lot of interesting challenges for me in my body. So it's kind of like, what do you do? And I didn't want a diet. I needed something that was a lifestyle, not a diet. And so the
I
keto was something that I knew if I could control my carbs, then I can turn off those cancer cells so that I never have to
right.
experience that again. And so I jumped right on board with the keto fuel. January 1st, I have stuck to my carbs being very, very low. I think I do about 30 to 35 carbs a day and stayed away from all the sugar, no pop, strictly a water girl. I eat bacon. I mean, how many lifestyles can you have bacon? So I'm a bacon girl. If I could wrap my chocolate in bacon, I would. But since January 1st, I've lost like 18 pounds. So that has brought my
That's
BMI down. It has brought my blood sugar levels down. It'll continue getting better and better. So I'm excited.
so when you said turn off cancer cells, I want
Hmm.
you to expand on that a little bit because I
Uh-huh.
understand what you mean by that, that
Hmm.
maybe not everyone understands how you can literally turn off cancer cells through your diet and proper
Hmm.
nutrition.
The way it was explained to me is that cancer survives on carbs and sugars. To make cancer grow, eat a lot of sugar. To make cancer die, starve them of the sugar, starve them of the carbs. And so the keto lifestyle does that. It gives you the healthy fats, the proteins, the zero to no sugars, low sugars, but it's a way to just completely turn that off. And I went through a lot of nutritionist while I was going through my cancer. I had a phenomenal nutritionist that said, this is what you need to do if you never want the cancer to come back. And also at the same time, I'm dealing with MS. So I have multiple sclerosis. It's been with me since Abby was born in 2007. So I have that to deal with as well. So I had to protect every cell I have in my body. And the best way to do is to starve it of the sugars and the carbs.
And wouldn't you agree, Lori, that the carbs and the sugars
Mm-hmm.
are also cause an inflammatory response within your
Yeah.
body, which is also detrimental to your health, and that the ginger and turmeric brings that inflammation down.
Down. It
Um,
does. And for me, I know when I've had too much carbs and too much sugars because I feel inflamed all over. And you just don't feel good. You know, even your
right,
immune system takes a hit. And with everything
right,
that I've had going on, my immune system cannot take a lot of hits because I go down pretty fast. So
right.
it's kind of interesting. It's kind of like the turmeric helps your white cells because my cell count has always been very high. With MS, my white cell count, if I ever have an infection or even a common cold, my white cell count will jump up 14, 15, 16,000 when the normal is
Yeah.
like 9,000. So I'm
And what's
always
normal?
fighting, and it's always kind of like my body's been playing Pac-Man. You know, the red cells can't produce enough to bounce against those white cells. So the turmeric and the ginger, man, I tell you what, it helps that. So I've never
Yeah,
seen my white cell count be so good, is what it is now.
right. Right. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So what people say to me is I've lost about 15 pounds over the course of a year. It's not the results that I want. And in fact, I was so frustrated earlier this week when I stepped on that scale. Have you ever seen that cartoon of the old woman that just blasts
Mm-hmm.
off the shotgun? And I thought, well, a lot of people keep saying that they can tell that I've lost a lot of weight. You look absolutely amazing. I can tell that you've lost a lot of weight too.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen you this year, I think it's been. So I'm
It's been a while.
excited to see you in your cheek this weekend. I I'm I decided that I would take a photo and people were just like amazed when they looked at the photo because I have a photo at my son's wedding a year and a half ago
Mm-hmm.
and then like later and then 6 months later. And so people were always saying to me, well, you're just going to shrivel up and wrinkle and look nasty. And I know we want to limit how much time we're on this
Yeah.
live video feed, but oh my gosh, our new skincare line.
Ugh,
I
love
don't feel like I
it.
have filled up skin. You look fantastic.
I love
Um,
it.
I'm amazed. And I know I'm using the whole line because at a certain age, you want to drip everything you can
Hmm.
on your body. But I think you're just using just the one product called the
Yeah.
Nourish. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is all I'm using. And I tell you what, my skin drinks it in and absolutely loves it. And if I go to bed at night without using it, I wake up just so I can go back to the bathroom and put it on. That's how my skin just wants it. It's really, and it smells so good too.
It's amazing. And I see Jennifer Sandeman, who is actually the
Thank
creator
you.
of these amazing products. Hi, Jennifer. Thank you for joining us. These products have the most natural, wonderful feel. It's not heavy, it's
Mm-mm.
not greasy. And I know when I was younger, I had really oily skin. And now that I'm older, I have more dry skin because that happens to us as we age. The Nourish is the one product that you were very excited to talk about tonight. So I just wanted to read a couple of things about it. It has resveratrol peptide daily moisturizer, and it rehydrates and softens the complexion with antioxidant benefits. I know for myself, a lot of companies talk about their company's glow, but
Mm-hmm.
I know for myself that people have said to me that I'm just glowing like I'm
Mm-hmm.
pregnant. Thank God I'm too old to be pregnant. But it's funny because after about 6 months of using the product, you look amazing. You do have that glow about you. Would you
Yeah.
agree?
Oh, I tell you what, when I tell everybody my age, they're just like, no, there's no way. I've always taken really good care of my skin, and I'm always in search for that perfect product, that perfect moisturizer. And I love this one. I mean, it's totally different than anything that I have ever tried before. And yeah, I love it. I mean, I can't say enough about it. I just love it so much. So I can't wait to get like on the other stuff to try it. Because if this is how I
Well,
look on one product, what am I going to look like on all the other products, you know?
the packaging is what I love. The fact
Mm-hmm.
that you don't order it every single month is the other thing that I love. In our introductory packet, we have a cleanser, we have a toner, and then we have this Nourish moisturizer. And I would say to people, if you're going to do the basics, do this at the least. I jump out of the shower if I forget to
Mm-hmm.
use a cleanser because I love how it feels and it takes makeup off. So now I don't have to have an eye makeup remover product because the cleanser is gentle enough to gently remove the makeup. So it's just amazing.
It is.
So, what sort of nuggets would you have for people, Lori, that are maybe going through some health challenges? Any recommendations on where they might start to try to take control of their health a little better?
I think for me, what's pivotal is that, I work in the healthcare industry, so I have a little bit more on the inside of what goes on. And, doctors are always going to put you on a prescription. If you go in and you complain about something, they're going to say, okay, I've got this for you. And it's like a chain because if that doesn't work, then they're going to put you on another one. And it's just this endless battle. So, my thing that I tell everybody is, be informed. Do your due diligence and research products. There are so many products out there that is a healthier way to do it, a healthier way to approach it that doesn't have those devastating effects on your body like those chemicals do. And I think you have to get to the point, are you sick enough to be better? Do you want to be better, or do you want to keep on the path that you're on? And for me, I knew that I had to get better because I've got two kids, and I've got to be here for these two kids. And
Right.
so for me, it was a no-brainer. It's like, okay, it's turmeric, it's powerful. Is it going to make me sick? That was my big concern. And once I got on it and took it, I'm like, oh, I like this stuff. And my kids love it. I'll put it in the food. Like if I do like chicken or whatever, I'll sprinkle it on the food. You can't really taste it. They love it. So they're reaping the benefits as well. And they're learning how to have a healthier lifestyle. So I think my advice to everybody, um, just try it. Give your body, 30, 60, 90 days. Try it. See how it's going to make you feel. Because I guarantee you, after you try it for 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days, you are going to feel different. You're going to feel better. We're not saying that we're going to heal you or fix you, but if it gives you a better quality of life, you know, that little bottle is powerful. And so I think you're worth every penny that you spend for it, just for the health benefits.
Well, I'd like to share with everyone that I too am in the healthcare industry, although I'm a bookkeeper. I don't know anything about health and wellness other than what I've observed
Hmm.
um, within the cardiovascular surgeon's office that I'm a bookkeeper for. But I will tell you that even when the cardiovascular surgeon sees patients, he actually does recommend, if they're open to it, to do the turmeric because the turmeric is just such a more natural way of helping yourself. I know for myself, I was on the statins and I was starting to have a lot of muscle weakness and a lot of side effects from it. I actually took myself off it. I'm going to be visiting my doctor in about a month, and I'm anxious to see what my blood work is. But your A1C came down two
Two
points on the
points.
ginger,
Yes.
2 points on the ginger and turmeric,
Yes.
and you don't have to have the statins because I'm
No.
assuming that your cholesterol and everything is okay
Yep.
too.
Everything is normal.
And
She was going to put me on statins and a blood pressure because that's what they do for people that are diabetic. The first step is, let's get you on something that's going to help the blood sugar. Now we're going to move into, okay, now you need a blood pressure medicine, and now we need to protect your heart. So we're going to put you on a statin because if you're a diabetic, then you're at a higher risk for heart disease. So there's all these steps that they put you on, and it would behoove everybody to not fall into that trap because there is a healthier way to deal with all that stuff. You get so inundated and you think, okay, if a doctor tells you, I'm going to put you on this, it's going to help you. It's a band-aid. It doesn't fix what's actually going on in your body. It's just a band-aid. So you kind of have to rip that band-aid off and just, start all over.
right, I agree with that. I agree with that. I know in the cardiovascular surgeon's office, the patients that we see are heart patients,
Mhm.
obviously, and I say a large majority of them, and I think one of his nurses is actually watching right now, could even attest to the fact that most of them have diabetes, and the diabetes and the heart just kind of goes hand in
Together.
hand.
Yeah.
So, again, I think those are both inflammatory responses that the
Hmm.
body is going. And again, I mean, you just affirmed this. And then I also wanted you to review real quickly about
Hmm.
how your little experiment with the, what it was it called? Metformin? Is that what you
Metformin.
were?
Yeah. What I did is I was on 15 milligrams of metformin a day, 2 in the morning, 1,000 in the morning, 500 at night. So I thought, you know what? If this turmeric is really good as what everybody says, I'm just going to try it and see. So I didn't tell my doctor. I knew I had my medicine. I knew I had my monitor that I could, look at my blood sugars if I had to. I know, naughty girl, but I am a rebellion, so I do that. So what I did is I took myself off the metformin, all 1,500 grams. I did nothing but the turmeric and the ginger. And if I cooked something, I would put the powdered turmeric on it. But I still took the capsules daily. So I did that for 2 weeks. Took my blood sugar different times during the day. I would do it before a meal. I would do it maybe mid-afternoon and maybe right before I go to bed. My blood sugar never got over like 116, which was like, whoa, that's great. It did get as low as 82, which is like, perfect. When I
Wow.
put myself back on the metformin, my blood sugar was right back up where it was before. So it just
And
told
what was
me
the
it would
you
range
said?
anywhere from like 130 up to 160 and has gotten high as 208. So it was all over the
Wow.
place. So every time you're
Wow.
spiking, that's inflammation in your body. So that reaffirmed
Right.
to me this medicine is hurting me more than it's helping me.
Right. Right. Well, thank you for sharing your heart and your
Absolutely.
story. You are a survivor. You look fantastic. I
Thanks.
cannot wait to see you when I see you
You
on
bet.
Saturday. And thank you, everyone, for watching. In the island of Fiji, we say Vinaka, which is
Anaka.
thank you, and Bula, which means hello, goodbye, and to your health. Bula, everybody.
Bye, everyone.